Hello, welcome back to the channel. Just a quick update for you. So basically I have 6 pairs. The last time I did the video I think I only had like 5, maybe 4 pairings. Now I finished all of my pairings. So we have 5 mewling pairs and 1 straight greenfinch pair. So last time I told you I wanted to get a linnet cock, and I did get one. However, unfortunately, it passed away. I'm not really sure why. I think it had maybe a little bit of coccidiosis. I gave it some medication. I unfortunately could not manage to make it live. So these are the pairings that I've made. There are 2 goldfinch mules. I have this goldfinch at the bottom with a red mosaic. So that is one of the pairings. Hopefully we'll get some chicks out of those. They are fighting a bit, as they are a new pairing, because this cockbird was with another hen. However, that hen bird, I thought it might be a cockbird, because it started to sing a bit. So I put it down with the other canaries. I'm not sure exactly if it's a cock or not. It is still singing like a little bit. It might be a hen, and I ended up, moving a perfect pair for this red mosaic. Hopefully that's not the case, and hopefully she is a cockbird now that I have moved them. But anyway, so the other one, instead of a linnet cock, since the linnet cock passed away, I got another goldfinch cockbird, and I put him with one of my hens that I bred last year. So that's the other pairing. Then obviously we had the 2 Siskin mewling pairs, and this is one of the Siskins with that orange female, and the other Siskin pair, the Siskin with the yellow mosaic. That pair is going really well for me. They are sleeping together, no fighting at all. Even the other Siskin with the orange female, they're not really fighting. However, they're not really sleeping on the same perch, like the Siskin with the yellow mosaic. Those guys are always sleeping on the same perch. Practically from day one, they really clicked immediately. So hopefully we'll get a couple of chicks from those guys. Now, the last time I had the pied cock greenfinch in this cage. However, I did put a canary with him, because I was going to put him with the greenfinch hen and maybe try for some mules. However, I got this cock greenfinch, and instead of, leaving him for song as I intended to do so, I put this Portuguese harlequin with him. So we'll see what happens with those guys. They're not fighting, however, they are not sleeping on the same perch, and they're obviously not feeding each other just quite yet. They've only been together for about a week and a half maybe. So we'll see, maybe we'll get a couple of greenfinch mules as well. Now, for the straight greenfinch pair, what I have is the normal greenfinch hen, which I got a couple of chicks from her last year, and this cinnamon cockbird. So hopefully I'll get a couple of cinnamon hens out of these guys and a couple of cinnamon carrier cocks. So normal cockbirds carrier of cinnamons is what I meant to say. So that's the idea of those guys. And the idea of this pairing as well is, if I have cinnamons in the nest, I'll be able to, those will be a confirmed female, right? Because the female is not cinnamon. So I will be able to use those hens and pair them up practically immediately with a cockbird of a different species for some hybrids or for some mules for the year after. So that's the idea of that pairing. Now, obviously, It's January, so the conditioning process will start now. I will start by giving them a finger drawer of egg food every single week. Sometimes I'll do per morbite instead of the egg food, and sometimes I'll do wild seed instead of those two options. And then in February I will increase it to 2 finger drawers per bird. Then in March I'll increase it to 3 finger drawers per bird. So that's the idea. Hopefully we'll get a couple of mule birds. The pairings in general are all getting along. Really, they're not really fighting all that much. Obviously, there'll be some bickering since they're practically all new pairs except for the Siskins. So, the ones that are really fighting, and I may just end up having to buy a new hen for, is the Goldfinch with the canary. Those two are really fighting. I may just end up having to put a divider and give them a month like that with a divider in, or I may end up, if that doesn't work, I'll end up buying a new canary. I'll maybe get the yellow mosaic, or I mean red mosaic for them. So that's practically it. That's all I wanted to say and show you guys. Next video will probably be when I'm going to put the nests in, so in maybe like 2 months, 3 months. Probably like 3 months, because in March I'll probably put in the nests for the Greenfinch pair and the Greenfinch ex-canary pairing, and then later on in Aprilish, end of April, I'll put in the nest probably for the Goldfinch and for the Siskins. That's the idea anyway. Obviously it all depends on the weather and on the condition of the birds. You know, I may end up having to push forward that date. Push back, I mean, that date. So, we'll see. If you have any tips or any suggestions, anything really that you want to comment them down below. I will be sure to leave a reply for you guys. Thank you very much. Please like and subscribe.